So I'm going to be taking my time on this video to center my mind, center my life to evil, to the evil that my life has become. I've just had a visit from the police again. The police can't really have a fault. They're always sometimes a bit funny, asking the way they ask questions over and over, and they don't listen, even if you ask them to listen. But I can't fault the police. That they've been, put it this way, rewind a year and a half before all these visits really started to flood in. If I had visits from the police that I had as a preconception in my mind, I don't think I'd still be here sitting speaking as I am. I'd be lost as a human being. I have to admit, my first real experience of being on the other side of the law, for whatever reason, and having to interact with police on a regular basis, makes you realise that showing your warmth as a human being, even if you're doing something very, very cold and clinical almost, is helpful, at least for my circumstance. I annoyed my neighbours again today. Essentially, first and foremost, I haven't been present for a long time, and I feel like I'm coming back slowly of everything that's going on, and me having to accept that I'm in a coma as a reason to why life is so unbelievably cruel. It's the only thing that I can come up with in sincerity, and I believed before I was in a coma, so I'm not gonna need to really look over that. But what I want to do is talk through right now what I'm gonna do, because at the moment I'm in shock and panic, and I'm trying to just calm the situation. I've been trying to do that for a few months, just calm the situation, but I can't get to grips with it, and I'm getting closer. I'm getting a lot closer, so I don't want to mess things up. But I'm in a lot of distress, and as things improve, see, this is what I mean. It's like, how can you tell this to a healthcare professional? My life is improving, but what happens is those receptors that get turned off with the medication, they because that's what I see improvement as, being able to live life and feel life. So as these receptors come back on, I'm like, oh yeah, I feel better. But as these receptors come back on, I feel the pain more, the physical pain. So in addition to that, I'm also challenged, and this is where I've got to be quick, because I've been going over this too many times. My neighbours have suffered too much. I had one neighbour come round and bang on the door, and I tried to communicate again. He wasn't listening. He just wanted to swear at me and shout at me, and I'm like, I know you're sane, man. I know you've got a mind. I know you think. I know you know the situation and circumstance. Why are you swearing at me to fuck off and die and all of this shit? And you know I can't do a shit thing. You know, it's just simple things like, shut up, I can't. Well then, do this, I can't. You're shouting at someone with a mental health disorder. The way you display shows no care towards me. Well, not me. Forget me. Look at me. Nobody cares about me. I don't care about me. But to the circumstance of life. Because we all have mental health disorders. And if you can't be caring, and I'm not asking for anything, but the way you came to my door and started swearing at me, and you wouldn't hear me, as if I'm a little child who just needs to be told off because I've got this friend that's a mental health disorder, and just today we got out of control. No, I have a mental health disorder and I'm an adult within it and very responsible. It's made me responsible, it's made me an adult. So please, if you're going to come and swear at me, which is fine, I accept, you have to listen. Don't do it in ignorance as if mental health doesn't exist. But I can't blame my neighbours, I can't fault my neighbours. I put too much on them in the first instance. But it's a little merry-go-round that the NHS have caused by not helping me with my physical health. And the honesty of my assessment of the situation is where I shouldn't, because I've been there time and time again. I'm going to persist, and I'm going to persist because that's all I can see the circumstance asking for, and that is to persist with the GP and tell the GP, look, you need to start taking me seriously. I have this condition. I'm aware of my circumstance, and this is my assessment. I need input. That's the way forward. Now beyond that, addressing my shock in the meantime, because what I was going to do is just, I made the decision the other day I'm in a coma first, yeah? And I'm not here because I'm in like PTSD state. I'm in shock from life, from my health, from everything. So in this PTSD state, it's like you're washed out, you're blown out. It's like you've just had a bomb go off next to you, your ears are ringing and you're dazed. I've been like that for weeks. But because it's like no real different from that state and like mental health torment, I know how to function. And I shout, that is my failure. But it helps, shouting helps, otherwise it'd be a lot easier. So I have a soundproof room, ironically, and I don't use it. Can you believe it? Because it's very, very, very small. It's like a cupboard. Now if I'm distressed in my head, it's not too bad because it's quite a nice room. I've done it up quite nice, and I can go in there and I can chill out, I can relax to it because it's just my head. But my physical body, think about this, I'm sure you've got a space in your house, everybody, even if you just rent a room. You're in your living room and your arm starts to hurt to the point where it goes numb and starts to go cold, and it's serious, and you're in agony. Your whole body is being moved by the pain. Forget if you can feel the pain first. You're physically being moved by the pain. It's like you're being chucked out your seat. That's the sort of pain levels I'm dealing with. And imagine being there in your living room, holding your arm, and then being told you've got to go and get in a cupboard. It's incomprehensible. It's incomprehensible. But I'm going to have to just figure out how I can use it more. I've got to. There's no way it's just it's a joke that I'm not, but it's not a joke because I know how serious the situation is. It's just I don't know. See, I say it in honesty. I say it. I'll set the intent that way that I've got to try and push, because in the first instance that's not your natural instinct, and if you're in pain, you don't start thinking to push yourself to make the pain worse, to make it better. No, you don't start thinking to make the pain worse, to make, this pain that's moving you across the room. You don't start thinking, let's increase that pain so my mental and emotional level gets reassured. Neighbours. But in this moment, because I know how bad it is, I can set that intention going forward, and hopefully I can sometimes get in there. I genuinely don't know what to do. It's so I've admitted I'm in a coma, yeah, and I've admitted I'm in a coma. So let's have a look at it from the perspective of me being in a coma. Life is being very unjust to me, and there's a reason behind that. If I'm in a coma, it's with the mindset that it's likely having a parallel on the real world, wherever I fell into this coma, afterlife, near-death experience state. If it was an accident or whatever, or a dream even. I'm hoping it's a dream, but with how bad things are, I don't think it's a dream. I think this is a full-on, real happening. I had an accident at some point in my life and I fell into a coma, and I didn't realise I was in a coma. I just got up and carried on. And now life is showing me that, look, Andreas, you're in pain. So I need to get in control of the pain. I need to be in control of the pain. I need to accept the pain. But I also still need to live, and I've got to manage my mental health, don't I? So I can't be too focused on, like, let's do this, let's get in charge of the pain, let's go to the gym, let's get pumped up, let's get ripped, let's really hold that pain. I have intentions that way forward in terms of exercise, but I can't really devote that time to it. Ultimately, I face a lot of I'll face things getting worse if I don't get this into check, though. With the medication makes it worse. It makes the pain worse. Don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for yourself, because you're within me, innit? You're in my coma too. But no, I need to sort out the pain. Do you see what I mean? It's like I purchased this exercise device. It's like a cable. It's like you pull, like the stretchy bands, but with a cable instead. And I just need to put it together. And I've had the intentions for that in the past few days. Like, if I get 5 minutes, let's do that. Because the next 5 minutes I'll be able to do that. That's the sort of place I'm at within my mental health. Like, literally, I'm on 5 minutes whenever I can get 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do this, 5 minutes to do that, 5 minutes to do the other, 5 minutes. Let's look at it from another way. People are fundamentally important. My approach to life has always been very natural to myself. And my love for others, for humanity, isn't displayed in an archetypal way. It's displayed in a very personal way. Now, and my next door neighbour, she has a baby, and I'm aware of this. It kills me that I'm disturbing the baby. It kills me that I'm disturbing the neighbours, man, but a baby. The baby needs sleep, it needs rest, so let's just try and keep it simplistic. Let's try and change my mindset to adapt this madness, because this madness within my life might just be born out of my strange relationship with humans. And if I change that by a miracle, by some magic, that may all get put right. But what can I really look at this? I'm a 35-year-old man who's coherent, who's suffering his mental health, but his mental health would make him shout one day every few weeks. That's my assessment. That's my feeling on the situation, circumstance. But at present, it's like a lot of the time. And because it's physical pain and not my mental health, where with my mental health it would just be effing and blinding all day long, really shouting. These are screams of hysteria. So I'm sure one is a lot harder to hear than the other. And what am I going to do? I've got a baby that I'm, God knows what. In honesty, there's nothing I can do right now. I'm making plans to move for the boat. I'll tell you what I've done in terms of surrendering my will to this lunacy that is my life. So I'm capable of doing the work on the boat. It'll take 2-3 weeks. I just need a break in my mental health, and I'm able to do it. 3 weeks work, if that, and that's taking it pretty easy. Not easy, but within my stride. Because this isn't the case all the time, you know. I can't. Yes, it's been like this for quite a while, the physical pain, but if I get up and move and assert myself, I can do things. But my mental health, my physical health, hasn't let me in. My mental health is always there, waiting to take advantage of whatever else is going on in my life. And they're so extreme, the pressures that I'm under. I can easily forgive my mental health if I look at it impartially. My mental health is forgiven. My mental health is a huge responsibility I have to give in my life, but I know what to do. It's simplistic. I've had it for 13 years and I do it on autopilot. I keep it in check, and that way I can compartmentalise my mental health and get on with the rest of my life. And that way I can make honest assessments as to when other things in my life are a problem rather than my mental health. So I'm unable to get on with the work at the boat. And because of time, I'm going to have to pay somebody. I don't have that money. I'm having to sell things to recoup that money. I have to pay somebody to do that work. It's like I don't have money. I mean, I was lucky enough to have inheritance from my father, but with everything I was lucky to have inheritance from my father, but it's largely gone. I've made my purchases, I've used it, and that's that. I don't have a problem with how I spent my money. But right now I don't have any, and that's just the situation in the first instance. Don't have any problems with that, but it's a bit gutting to know I don't have anything, and I have to find money on that level to get some. The biggest kick in the nuts for myself is that I can do the work. I just need a break. I just need to be patient. That's if I'm a lot of my money has just gone on the amount of thousands of pounds I've spent to try and appease my circumstance, my illness, my shouting for my neighbours, which is for myself, because if they're aggravated then something's not right, and I'm either insane or I'm in pain myself because I'm causing others pain. So if my neighbours are in pain, something's wrong with me. I've spent thousands. That's where all my life goes, if I'm honest. And there's never a sign that I've done anything good. There's never a sign. There isn't a sign. See, in my logic, as I said, I view my mental health as an external consciousness. Very wise person probably there as a teacher on the whole. Like, as I said, I'm a spiritual person. My belief is that I'm in some sort of afterlife process, and I'm being guided by, I don't know, some sort of spiritual person back in the real world to achieve the correct outcome. Maybe I'll go back and I'll become enlightened. But I've got work to do whilst I'm here. And this person is asking for me to just give away my money. Now, I have to set a precedent there, because I can do the work, there's no need. So I say no in the first instance. But God knows how long it's been. Has it been a month and a half, 2 months? And I'm still waiting. And I'm annoying my neighbours in the meantime. I can't wait anymore. I've got to... It's not humble myself, but I just adapt. I was humble in the first instance. I have to adapt. I've got to say, look, this is life, and life is insane now, and they want me to waste money. Okay. Harmony will prevail, hopefully. My assessment is that living on a boat is a step in the right direction in finding accommodation that is a bit more suited to my personal condition. I won't go into the reason that. It's not a great deal more, but no, absolutely 100% in the right way is better. I'm doing my best to wrap my brains. I mean, I'm tempted to just I'm so scared. I'm so scared with life that because I sleep in that soundproof room is to and this is probably a good idea actually, is to just wake up every day, wake up in the morning, and get on with some tattooing over the next week or two whilst I can make arrangements for the work to be done at the boat. Finish, I'll show you. Started to fade and it needs touch up, but that's my leg. Pardon me. Oops. So that's my knobbly knees. Wait 1 second. No, I can't. The tattoos on my legs. Yeah, my shorts cover them, but it's only what shows at my knees. But I started tattooing my legs last year when I couldn't see. It was all on the videos anyway, so for those who have been watching, you should know. But yeah, no, I started doing a tattoo on my legs, and I really want to finish it. I'd like to finish it one day. My autism is going insane. I've got one on my back that I've had for about 4 years, half finished. Well, half finished, mostly finished, but there's a little bit. And in my head it's like, God, this is 2020, 2021, which is 2012 2.0. So we could be having earth changes and all the rest. If I don't find that tattoo artist, that tattoo's never going to get finished. That's my autism. I need it to be finished. It's like, if I'm honest, before as my life started to fall apart about a year and a half ago, that's what I wanted, to finish that tattoo and to collect something from the mental health group. I don't know how to reference it for you. There's a group in Hackney. Hackney's like the best place for mental health. If you've got a mental health disorder, move to Hackney. You'll get more support than a lot of places, I'm guessing. There's a place called Core Arts. I remember I nearly cried about 3 years ago because I'd had 2 admissions to hospital, and it's a very cold place, and I don't mind it now. I mean, it's the medication. I've managed to separate it out. It's the medication that I really don't like. But on those first few admissions, it's also your liberty that's been taken, and that's a getting used to process. And I really had bad feelings, and I really, really, really was affected on like a childhood innocence level. And then that was probably my first admission to hospital in Hackney, which is exactly the same as the other one as before. What it is with Hackney, I think there's more activities. There was more activities. Generally, the admissions I've had here, there's generally more activities and things to do whilst you're in hospital. You've got a bit of greenery at this the other hospital in Ilford, where I was under when I was technically living in Waltham Forest. There's grass, whereas here, again, I've got a shop around the corner, a health shop, where I can go and get a smoothie, keep my health up, nutrition up. So those little things really do help with the hospital here. But when you're discharged, at least for the first time, you get sent to this place called Core Arts. It's basically a community-based group therapy place for people with mental health disorders. They come out of the hospital, for people in the community, and I did some art classes there a few years ago, and I was making a psychedelic Bambi painting, and I've been meaning to collect it for the past 2 years. I can't forget. If I'm honest with myself as a human being, as Andreas Dimitriou, I'll leave most things in life to get that tattoo finished and to go and collect that painting. It's like my life got put on hold when I wasn't able to do that. Because given free will, given safety, lack of pain, that's what I would do. As soon as my mental health gives me a break for a day, I'd go and collect it. And I'd contact, and the tattoo was actually a freebie. It was for the tattoo artist to gain a portfolio. But I put some money aside to give to him as a token gesture for the tattoo. It was worth a lot more than what I'm going to give him, but that money's been in the drawer all this time, and it's just been like, maybe I should push myself to go and get it done. And I was like, I just retuned into my life, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's impossible. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Just wake up in the day, forget life, get the builders in on the boat, finish this tattoo on my leg, do something a bit artistic, focus the mind. It also it was helpful with the pain as well, because with the pain, I don't know what to do. I'm either trying to run away from it, in the sense of like, oh, let's stay comfortable and all of that, and I can't find comfort. And then on the flip side, it's like, if I've got to take on the pain and hold it physically, it's almost overwhelming, the task, because I'm like, I'm not rested, but I'm deflated, I'm beaten, so I'm empty, and I'm not really holding the pain, I'm just in constant discomfort. So to hold the pain, you've got to find comfort within your body to a certain extent, because when you find the comfort, that allows you to find a center on the whole to hold the pain. This is how I view the situation. But as I find more comfort, the pain finds me too, and it's overbearing the wrong way. So I can't go that way unless I've got life supporting me. And as I said, I'm just not able to catch my breath with everything. So administering something that's a little bit painful, like and this is probably why people self-harm. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I have no intentions of going that way again. But no, I found it helpful. It's like, right, I'm going to have to focus to hold this little bit of pain. And I can do that, because it's a little bit of pain in comparison to think about that for a second, yeah? Getting a tattoo all over your legs, how painful that would be, and it's like incomprehensible to the pain that you're already in, but it's almost relaxing. And that's what I think is helpful. It's like I assert my mind to hold this bit of pain, and I can do that. So my nerves sort of come back online. This is what I remember to, okay, I've got to focus, my nerves. Oh, it's painful. Yep, nerves in check. Done. And it's actually therapeutic to my circumstance. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'll be honest, it's a case of... I've hit that point in my life where I'm alone to the world. I'm suffering my mind. I'm suffering my physical health. No one really gives a shit about me, and if I'm honest, the way I've been treated, unless there's a miracle, I don't really give a shit about anybody else. But I'm programmed with who I was. So I know love in my body, I know love in my veins, I know love in my bones. I know love to action, I know love to simplicity, I know love to practicality. And I won't forget that. And however much I get pissed off by people in this world, you can't change my love for humanity. I'm obsessed with it. For the world, for us all, as a collective, because individually we're cunts. Individually we all need to be punched and slapped in the face. All of us. But collective, we're innocent children that have been made to suffer by other innocent children who have turned into bullies. And we're waiting for the parents sitting there in the fucking sky, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for us to learn our lesson in this fantastic school of life. I say that sarcastically. I'm autistic, so I don't do sarcasm often. But yeah, no, that's what we're doing. In my eyes, that's the scenario clearer than anybody can ever see. That we are here, we're innocent, we're suffering. Individually we're ill, we've got no hope, we're cunts. And we're just sitting here waiting until whatever happens, for them to stop twiddling their thumbs and press whatever button on their spaceship to come and be a responsible adult to children. So this video has helped. If my neighbour should ever watch this video, please don't speak to me like that again, sir. If you want to speak to me, make sure it's on the level. Don't just swear at me for no reason. And I am sincerely sorry for myself and for all of the people I affect. That for whatever reason I put anything on any other individual. Anything. In the slightest. Believe me, I told you that it's because of my physical health, the amount of screaming. And I would make noise with my mental health. But if I didn't have either of those problems, you would never know anybody lived upstairs. And for that, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got a plan now. I can get on with it.